Hello! You're probably asking yourself, what is MedDetect? Let's start with some numbers. Did you know? Every year, approximately 2 million infections are caused as a result of patients' hospitalization, which cause medical expenses of approximately $45 billion. About 10% of all hospitalized patients are likely to develop infection. Children are at high risk since their immune system is weaker, and chances for infection increase to 30%. Infections are taking lives of about 100,000 patients. A common infection is sepsis, and its mortality rates are about 40% every year and rising. In ICU departments, sepsis is the #1 death cause. Sepsis infection is a huge burden on the healthcare system. According to a World Initiative Surviving Sepsis campaign, which examined the most effective ways to treat septic patients, the best way to save septic patients' lives is an early diagnosis and medical treatment. Diagnosing septic patients is a complicated task. Lots of medical measures should be considered and calculated altogether. This is a huge burden on the medical staff and cannot be performed efficiently during the intensive care department work. This is where MedDetect comes in. To save the lives of your loved ones. The current problem. There is no use of a knowledge base that defines the infections. There is no real-time monitoring and calculation of the patient's measures. The time to diagnose a septic patient is too long and puts the patient at risk. Our solution is an automatic system. Fast and accurate infections diagnosis to support medical decisions performed by the hospital medical staff. Our system is designed as follows. The knowledge base includes algorithms for infections diagnosis and provides all the necessary required knowledge of knowledge engineers and expert physicians. Temporal abstraction inference engine. Our engine is innovative. It can calculate abstractions like sepsis using medical knowledge and patients' real-time measures. The electronic medical record is a database where all medical measures taken from the patients are saved at all time. The service is an abstraction layer which handles requests from users given by the user interface and send alerts according to the engine diagnosis results. And finally, the user interface. How does this all come together? The engine mediates between the database and the knowledge base in order to infer whether a patient is septic. The results are sent back to the service and then presented on the user interface. In addition, alerts are sent to the medical staff cell phones. MedDetect is a generic solution. It can be plugged into any hospital and any department. It can also serve as a library infection. This way, we can bring the medical wisdom to the ones who need it when they need it. On the user interface, there are several major functionalities. This window presents the current status of all patients hospitalized on the ICU department. For each patient, we present basic demographic information and its current sepsis diagnosis. The medical staff is using this interface to monitor constantly the patient's status. Medical staff, such as a nurse or physicians, can have a more detailed view of the patient's details, which also include medical measures which are relevant to sepsis diagnosis from the last 12 hours. Once a patient is diagnosed as a septic patient, alert is presented on the user interface. There are several diagnosis states: possible, probable, approved by nurse, approved by doctor, conclusive lab results for sepsis diagnosis, and doctor's final approval for the sepsis diagnosis. Once the medical staff notices the alert, they immediately go to personally diagnose the patient and can approve or reject the system's diagnosis. The system provides reports for department medical managers and system follow-up or for the infections unit. For example, a report that presents the prediction rate of the system can help the team evaluate the system efficiency and improve its performance, decision tree, and knowledge base. The knowledge base is defined with a simple drag-drop visual interface. Later, the diagnosis is inferenced by the engine according to knowledge-based definitions. The inference process is based on a decision tree defined specifically for each infection in the knowledge base. This decision tree was developed with the help of expert physicians on Sheba Hospital. Medical Data Simulator was developed to produce massive amounts of data to test our application and inference algorithms. The potential clients for this product are general hospitals and children's hospitals, about 60% of the market. Other potential clients can be retirement homes, geriatric institutes, and private hospitals. There are about 32 hospitals in Israel and approximately 6,000 at the US, with about 50 departments on each hospital. We assume that 10% of the hospital departments will be interested in our product. Our product is currently deployed at Sheba Hospital. Thank you for listening.
התוכנה החדשה שרוצים לייצר צפויה לעשות מהפכה בזיהוי המוקדם של זיהומים במחלקה לטיפול נמרץ ילדים.